grunts who know how to work for laughter. They're not the best looking guys. You're not going to get no fucking hosts out of there. You know, America's Funniest Videos was 30 years ago with Bob Saget. It's not going to be pretty, and it's not going to be clean, but they're going to give you 100%. And I know this because just being at the store would make me go on sets, and it would make me feel the same way. I got to show these motherfuckers who I am. It got you in that mindset. And that's how I've always felt about it, whether people agree with me or they fucking don't. Look at the people that came out of the store. Look at the people before me that came out of the store, from Hicks to Kennison to Dice. Just that combination right there tells you that Comedy Store was developed for savages like myself. People who don't give a fuck. People that either they could have been a comedian, a criminal in a prison, or a mental patient. That's the three outlooks of people like me. But I knew that going in. So,
and what was the most likely one?
Suck my dick and call me shorty. I was born in 1940. You know what I'm saying? Fuck it.
And what is? How does this make you relate to Shane?
When I saw Shane on Saturday night on an American fucking stage, the biggest fucking television show on a Saturday, it reminded me that he was bringing comedy back single-handedly. He reminded everybody what I already fucking knew. Listen, man, I love that I joined jiu-jitsu 10 years ago. And I fucked around with it, and I didn't know what I was doing. I was scared. And the bottom line is, it was very hard. It was very hard. And you know, Lee, I do everything. I would fucking lift weights. You were right there with me. And it's hard work. And that's why I stuck to it, because it reminds you of whenever somebody says to me, well, he's got a Taekwondo background or boxing background. When they say jiu-jitsu, and he's got 2 stripes on his black belt, that's a 6-year black belt or whatever the fuck it is, right? This guy's worked for that. I could see that guy in a gym on a Saturday with the windows fogged up, you know, and fucking he's in there wrestling on puddles of fucking sweat. I know what it takes to do that. I always loved my comedy career because I saw too many people that went to Montreal, got a big deal, came to LA and ate a bag of dicks and then never saw them again. And then afterward, then it became the YouTube people and all these people that I love when people just go do stand-up and they think they're going to go out there and do it. Listen, you're going to get some laughs. But the 20 years I put in, with 30, you know, I started hitting when I was 50. You know, the 20 years I put in before I hit, that alone would have killed most people.
Right.
Because it just wasn't stand-up and I had checks coming to me. It was stand-up with a divorce and anger issues and fucking being broke. And it was a ton of shit that I couldn't do without stand-up. Stand-up was the only beacon in this fucking death that I was creating for myself. But I know one thing, like that's why when I do videos or when I'm on a set, I take pride that I'm fucking good at what I'm doing. They don't have to tell me twice. You don't even have to tell me. You don't even have to tell me. I'll be there without you telling me. And I got that from being at that store. But it was because I would look at the people that rocked the house in front of me before that. David Letterman was the store guy. Bob Saget, God rest his soul, was the store guy. You know, Jim Carrey. I fucking loved that. And every time, as a comic, every time I walked in there, I felt like I was in a church. It was my church, you know?
It was, and I think it came out right as we left LA, but that store documentary on Showtime was fucking awesome.
It was very good. You know, it was very, I'm just happy they highlighted the store. They let people know what was really going on there. But listen, that's every comedy club that you've ever worked at. Every comedy club has their highs and their lows, and then a star comes out of there. You know, somebody goes to LA and makes it big, and, you know, It's such a fucking great feeling. You know what I'm saying? So I hope that a lot of people learned something from Saturday night. These fucking critics and these internet critics and all these people who think they have the right to, well, Shane's joke failed miserably in a fucking room. You weren't even in the fucking room, bitch.
And it didn't sound like it was like it sounded like, unless they like did something, but it sounded great. And then like
it didn't matter, dog. He made his fucking point. And some of the sketches he was in was a little. When my wife went upstairs, the only fucking problem I had was later on, it got a little raunchy, and my daughter was still up with me, and I was hoping that the 12 o'clock honeymooners episode was good, but the fucking 12:30 wasn't, so I couldn't keep it there. So I had no choice but to go back to fucking
Saturday Night Live.
Saturday Night Live. But that was the only complaint I had when they fucked the plastic doll or something. Her little head looked like, it looked like it was going to blow the fuck up.
Oh my God, I would have no idea what to do with that at 11. But I only made it, I made it through a couple of the sketches. I thought we watched the monologue at the club, which was great. And it was killing in the room. But like as a young comic, what I take from it is like, I'm sure Shane would have done great if they got to be on SNL. But I don't even think he can argue that his career is 1,000 times better than it would have been.
Better, without no communism in it. Without having somebody looking over you. You get drunk in New York, NBC gets a call. No, I don't want that. I'm as free as a bird. And when comedians realize that, listen, man, Eddie Griffin told me the greatest story of all time, the greatest thing. He said, you got into comedy not to have a job.
Yeah. And Shane, I don't know if you saw, but they announced he has a TV show today and another special.
Yeah. That's it. Game one. It's over. All the people who, he hates. Listen, I've always told you something. Money talks and bullshit walks. Money talks and bullshit walks. Now, what I hope is this shows the country that edgy comics could be mainstream.